Hey friends, kamusta po kayo? Attorney Elaine. Ang ating pong episode ngayon, today's episode naman ay usapang US immigration. Ayan, hold on po ah. I just wanna make sure. Okay. So marami ang nagre-request sa akin, sabi, attorney, panay ka na lang art. Mag-US immigration ka naman. So I wanna talk about US immigration today. Ayan. So, para rin po ito doon sa ating mga kababayan who are thinking of becoming US citizen next year. Usually po yan sa January, yan ang kanilang New Year's resolution. So, we're gonna talk about the requirements today. We're gonna talk about yung mga new requirements po ng Trump administration. And bigyan ko po kayo ng update on the process as it is under the Trump's administration kasi maraming natatakot mag-file ng US citizenship. Okay, before that, I want to say hello to all my friends in Texas. Ayan. And to all my clients in all over the US. And also all my friends from Colorado, from Texas, and of course the Philippines. Maraming salamat po for your support. I wanna just mention this, ito pong libro natin, Change Your Mind, Change Your Life, is out now on Kindle and Amazon. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you can download this for free. Ayan. So, ito po ay isang transformational book. So, kung ikaw ay napapagod na sa iyong buhay, kung ikaw ay na-stuck, or maybe you want to do something na pangarap mo at hindi mo magawa-gawa, and or maybe you're stuck in a very toxic relationship. Ayan. So, ito pong librong ito, I decided to write this because I want to share kung ano po yung mga ginawa ko na naging very successful for my personal transformation. And I have 4 contributors in this book. Yan. Of course, gusto ko laging based on research, di ba? So I asked Dr. Arlene Strugar. She's a Filipino-American. She's a neuroscientist and a psychology expert. Napakagaling po ni Dr. Arlene, and she's very generous to provide her research. Kasama rin po natin si Dr. Michelle Miras of Colorado, and Lady Grace Bantol of Prague, and si Mr. Jordan Morris. Very compelling ang kanilang mga contributions. And lahat po ng kanilang storya ay sinasabing hope is there, hope is here, and change is possible. I also shared yung story po namin ni Randy, ang aking asawa. Many of you know Randy. And ang amin pong struggles and challenges, overcoming challenges ng amin pong buhay with multiple sclerosis. Ayan. So ang atin pong intention is to empower and to help inspire other people po. Okay, so ayan po ay available now. We're gonna do a book launching on December 4 at Turbo Cafe in Plano, Texas. And then I'm also gonna be guesting with one tambay of Austin. Ayan, paborito ko pong tumambay when I was in the Philippines. Ngayon, I still do tambay. Pero dito na lang sa loob ng bahay. 'Di ba? So maraming mga nakakamiss sa Philippines eh. Pero doon sa mga gusto ng mag-US citizen, ayan. So I want to talk about that. And I also want to share this information, lalong-lalo na doon sa aking mga kliyente na kailangan na nilang mag-citizen. And I want to share this, the new requirements. May mga bago pong requirements and mga old requirements. By the way po, Is it true na masyado pong mahirap mag-file ng application ngayon under the Trump administration? Alam niyo po, ang sagot ko is hindi naman po mahirap. In fact, maraming mga depende sa application, number one. So I qualify, depende sa application. May mga applications that there are more scrutinies eh, di ba? Pero may mga applications that are very fast, are talagang surprisingly, napakabilis ng proseso. Including po itong citizenship. And then, marami rin po akong kliyente before natatakot silang mag-file ng adjustment of status. Baka higpitan, pero hindi naman yun ang na-experience natin. So, ang lagi kong sinasabi, kapag qualified, you look at the eligibility requirements. Kapag qualified and pasok ka doon sa requirements, meron kang mga documentary evidence na nire-require ng immigration, ay wala kang magiging problema. Yun po. So, for today's episode, ayan. So, paalala ko po, hindi po ito kapalit. This is not a replacement sa pakikipag-usap sa isang abogado, sa immigration lawyer. Okay? Pangalawa, ito po ay educational purpose lamang or informational purpose. Okay? Pangatlo, kung kayo ay may history ng criminal cases, ng criminal history, problema sa batas, ayan, kumonsulta po muna kayo sa isang immigration lawyer. Why? Because kung hindi kayo makapasa sa lalo na sa good moral character test, you know what happens? You might end up sa removal or deportation. And we don't want that, okay? So kung meron kayong mga criminal history, nagkaroon kayo ng arrest, kahit hindi man kayo nakulong, or natapos na ang iyong problema, the best thing to do is to consult an immigration lawyer. Okay? So, when you are filing for citizenship from permanent residence, ang form is N-400. Yan. May bayad po, may filing fee. You can file it online or paper filing. Ngayon, may marami nagtatanong, attorney, kaya ba namin yan ng kami lang? Ang makakasagot po niyan ay kayo. So kung naiintindihan niyo yung binabasa niyo, confident kayo na nauunawaan yung proseso, okay lang po yun. Yun ang lagi kong sinasabi kasi lahat naman ng information ay nasa USCIS website. Ang problema po ay kung hindi nyo naiintindihan and then you have to rely on other people. So yung tao pong pinagre-relyan nyo, make sure na qualified po to help you. Okay? So itong N-400 application, when you have, lalo na yung may mga criminal history, ay wag po kayong mag-rely sa yung kaibigan because you can end up in a removal or deportation. Hindi ko kayo tinatakot. Pero, mas malaki pong problema at mas mahal. It's gonna cost you more money kapag kayo ay malagay po sa deportation. Okay? So, yung stress pa and everything, you don't want that. Okay? So, the form to file is N-400 application. You can do it paper filing or online filing. May mga requirements po. Ito po yung mga general requirements that I want to share. Sa susunod nating episode, anong gagawin kung may criminal history? Ayan. And then yung sa susunod pang episode, para naman doon sa mga military spouses na who are stationed overseas. Ayan, marami rin po tayong mga kababayan. Okay? So before I start, I don't know if I have introduced myself, pero I'm Attorney Elaine Antonio Bordeaux, immigration lawyer since 2008, and please support my YouTube channel, Attorney Immigration Lawyer, pati na rin po itong ating Facebook page, okay? So I want to share with you itong general requirements muna. Okay, so general requirements and then merong totality approach. So general requirements if you're filing for N400 application. Number one, must be 18 years old at the time of filing. Number two, dapat lawful permanent resident status mo. Pangatlo, eto, nagkakaiba. Kung regular lang, dapat continuously resided in the US for 5 years or 3 years naman kung if married to a US citizen. Okay? Ang apat, physical presence. Ito po yung presence niyo mismo, 30 months of physical presence if you're going for 5 years or 18 months naman under the 3-year rule. Yung 3-year rule, yun yung kung nakuha mo yung permanent residence mo through marriage with a US citizen. Okay. Dapat din resident ka in the USCIS district for at least 3 months. So yung mga kliyente ko, na kinukunan ko ng requirement ng mga bills for the last 3 months. Ayan po. Diba? Bakit kailangan pa ba yun? Kailangan kasi you have to show na residente ka for at least 3 months in that state or district of filing. Okay, good moral character. So dapat meron kang good moral character. Meron po tayong totality approach. Ito po yung bagong approach under the Trump administration. Nagkaroon ng memo noong August of 2025 and I'm going to explain that. So yung attachment to the Constitution must support the principles and ideals of the U.S. Constitution. Meron pong English language requirement, must read, write, and speak basic English unless exempt. So meron pong exam, di ba? Unless exempted ka. Kaya kung magte-test, kung mag-apply ka ng naturalization, kailangan mo mag-practice. Ayan, sa pagsalita, pagsulat, ang dami-dami kong kliyente, kahit mga senior citizens na nakakapasa naman sa English test at wala naman po silang nagiging problema. Yung iba lang medyo natatakot, hindi confident, pero pagdating doon, okay din po. Unless exempted. So may mga exemptions yan. And we're gonna talk about that later in another episode. Yan. Civics requirement. Must pass the US history and government test. So meron pong test. Available po ang test sa USCIS website. Unless exempted po And then dapat mag-oath of allegiance. So kung wala kang oath of allegiance, hindi po kompleto yung citizenship nyo. Ayan. Okay? So, yan po ang requirements. Ngayon, last August, nagkaroon po ng memo under the Trump administration, yung tinatawag nilang totality of the circumstances approach. So, I'm gonna stop sharing. Tapos babasahin ko na lang po ito, Okay. Alright, so yung totality approach, ang USCIS po ay mag-i-evaluate ng whole picture of the applicant's life. Kung meron, lalo na yung may mga naging problema sa batas. Diba? Kung may pattern of behavior na, say, nagkaroon ng case, isolated ba yon or may pattern na ganon. Pag totality approach, may mga factors din po na kinukonsider silang aggravating factors tsaka mitigating factors. Kaya, under this approach, magkakaroon ng mga additional evidence. So, yung sinabi ko kanina, general requirements, ito po yung mga additional. Okay, so mga mitigating factors, rehabilitation, na-rehabilitate ba? O kaya matagal na ba nangyari yon? Kasi dati po, kung 5 years na, okay na yon, move on na, di ba? Ito, meron bang rehabilitation? Nagkaroon ba ng counseling or treatment? Nagkaroon ba ng restitution? Meron bang remorse, honesty, or transparency? Meron din pong mga aggravating factors na tinitignan ng USCIS. Okay, and I'm just going to read this. Multiple offenses, repeated tax issues, yung mga repeated DUIs, dishonesty with USCIS, and failure to take responsibility. So, Marami po nagrereklamo, lalo na yung mga uh, nagkar marami nagrereklamo about this because parang napaka-subjective naman kasi yung officer ay magkakaroon ng maraming authority to evaluate. Hindi katulad ba dati na kung tapos na yung problema, after 5 years ay okay na. Ngayon po, marami pa silang titignan. And you have to show, lalo na dun sa mga nagka-problema sa batas, na nagkaroon ng rehabilitation, na nagkaroon ka ng positive contribution sa iyong community. Marami rin din naman pong mga immigrants na tipong ayaw din nilang magkaroon ng assimilation, yung ayaw nilang makisama na sa napaka ano lang limited ng kanilang contact sa outside world, di ba? And wala rin silang contribution sa kanilang community. And so yung USCIS under this memo, August 2025, magkakaroon po ng totality approach sa good moral character test ng aplikante. Ayan po. So, yung mga ibang nagtatanong, attorney, maganda ba kung na-involve ako sa community? Yan, okay po yon. Attorney, nag-volunteer ako, ganyan. So, marami di ba mga organizations na pwede ka naman mag-volunteer. Not limited to the Filipino-American organizations, ha? May mga Red Cross, ayan, Salvation Army, ayan, Goodwill. So, yung mga, o pwede kang mag-volunteer, yan, good yan. And, so yun po yung bagong requirement. Okay? As you know, dito po sa Amerika, after something like this is issued, ayan na, ang iba't ibang litigation. So, abangan po natin kung anong mangyayari dyan. Okay? So, going back to the N400 application, I mentioned the requirements, di ba? Tapos yung good moral character test naman po, we're gonna talk about that sa ibang episode po natin para dun sa mga nagkaroon ng criminal history. Ayan. And later on, we're gonna talk about the application for citizenship para naman doon po sa mga military spouses. Ayan. So, pwede niyong panuurin ulit kasi nasa Facebook naman ito, Facebook page. So, you can write down the requirements. And importante po, 5 years kung regular application for citizenship, naturalization. Pero kung married naman sa isang US citizen, 3 years po ang residence requirement. Ang residence ay magkaiba sa physical presence. Okay? Yung physical presence, yung actual na physically na nandito ka sa US. Another thing na kailangan po ninyong isipin before you file is kung if you were outside of the United States for more than 6 months. Ayan, kasi posible pong magkaroon kayo ng issue sa inyong continuous residence or physical presence requirement po. Ayan. Okay? So yan po ang ating episode today. If you would like to schedule a consultation with me, mag-text po kayo 713-315-7793 or i-check nyo po ang aming website www.eboardlaw.com. Meron po kaming opisina sa Colorado, sa Broomfield, and meron po kaming bagong opisina sa Dallas, Texas. And I also do consultation via Zoom. Yun po ang ating preferred method after COVID ay Zoom consultation na po ang ginagawa natin. Ayan po. And sana po ay nakakuha po kayo ng information that you need to make a decision para po sa inyong pag-file ng inyong N400 application. Please let us know kung meron po kayong, kung meron kami maitutulong or if you need help or representation. Ayan po, ako po si Attorney Elaine Antonio Bordo. Until next time, bye-bye.